So we're back here with our base map, and our client has come back and asked us if we could recreate this map on an 11 by 17 page. It's because we have a template to do that. If you had an 11 by 17 base map, you could do that as well, and the really hard way would be to go up to your page and print setup, resize your page manually, find 11 by 17, and go here and resize and select all these elements. We don't want to do that. We're all about taking shortcuts and having work that was already done for us. So we browse to where we have a template stored, which under Mapping, Templates, Map Templates, 11 by 17 with an inset. It realizes we don't have that inset, but it's going to fill it in for us. So we finish that. Wait while it loads. Now we want to make sure that we know which is which. See, it's called them both layers. So let's slowly click that. We'll call this inset. And then we can drag it down below this one. So now if we have our roads up here, turn those on and off. And that's just the way I prefer to work. Your results may vary. So the customers asked us if we could recreate this map 11 by 17, but they'd also like to have the inset show a detail of the city lamp passes. So we're going to go to the inset. We're going to make sure that's the active layer. We're going to use our zoom. We're going to resize that. We're going to activate this layer, and we'll just do a fixed zoom out. And we'll use our hand tool and pan that around. And without spending a lot of time getting nitpicky on the details, we'll say that this is fine. The other question that the client wanted, on the detail part of the city, they wanted to show parks. So we're going to find our layer that has parks in it. And there's different public areas. And then you could add those, you could symbolize them, label them however you wanted. But now you've taken a default template and you've resized the page and you've kept the same basic outline of the map. Now if there's things that you had changed on the first base map, like we got rid of that logo and we got rid of the north arrow, if you want to get rid of those on the template, you're free to do that, just like we showed earlier, how to resize these rectangles and move elements around. You may want to elect to add the legend item for these public areas, for the parks and the golf courses and schools and stuff. And you can do that by adding to your legend. One of the things you'll notice on a template is if you change your printer, that template was set up to work well with one printer, and for whatever reason on the same size of paper, a different printer will shift things just by the tiniest amount. And you'll see now if we come in, our neat line and our elements and our data frame aren't snapped to our guide. So if you're using an element but you're going to change the printer that it was designed to function on, you're going to have to come in here and do some detail-oriented work, sizing things to fit. But most of the work, again, has been done for you, and you're just making small adjustments. So it shouldn't be a very long process. It's just paying attention to detail, making sure things are snapped in correctly. See how it took me a couple of tries to get that, and you just have to keep trying and making sure and looking and being very critical of yourself, because the ultimate goal is to have a professional map that you deliver to your clients. So I'm not going to bore you by doing the entire map, but you see that I would just have to go through and double check everything. And once you've moved these rectangles, don't forget that you're going to have to readjust how you've centered things because you've changed the size of them. So again, there's a little bit more detail, but take the time and do it right. So if you have any questions on templates that I've not answered, and I'm not here to answer your questions, there's quite a few references on Esri.com, and there's user forums where you can ask questions as well. And you can ask your friendly neighborhood GIS coordinator or technician or guru to come tell you, how do I make a good looking map so I can print this out or export it to an image file and deliver it to a client. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. So hopefully you learned something from this video, and have a great day.